Guys, I'm really desperate for WGP. I need a green color deck that mills cards for my 10 drop Philander. I need multi-attack, I need a grade 3 line focus, I need to be able to loop, destroy, multi-attack, and high crit. I love Christianos! Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm DZBT04 here. Today I am back to cover Christianos because you all have been debated. I've done 5 Nightrose videos at this point and like you guys never got the message, huh? Today we are doing Christianos because I have been waiting so long to actually cover this deck with the quick start deck support. However, because the tournament promo was 1 season later, I was not able to do it on time, so I have deceived all of you by playing Nightrose for a whole 2 months. Now we are back to talk about peak. Why is Christianos the best deck? Today we will share with you. I have my loyal cameraman here. Say hi.
Hello.
Say hi.
Hi.
Say bye.
Bye.
Okay, get off. Alright, so we are going to talk about Christianos. The deck has changed a little bit. I will put the links in the description for my previous Christianos deck profile. That one was pre-set 1. So this is Christianos now with 4 main boosters inside. Like 4 boosters, my god. And not only that, but it also has the tournament promo. I believe we have some of the festival cards inside. So it's actually pretty exciting. It's a really cohesive deck, very strangely and very terrifyingly. And Christianos uses the Stoicheia generics much more effectively than Nightrose ever could. So even if Christianos got his own copy of Enlarged Gulf, he would still be better. He would actually still completely beat him. But if you're still interested in playing Nightrose for some weird reason, links in the description below for my Nightrose deck profile and my Nightrose encyclopedia. I will also link my Triumph Dragon and my Sarevsael deck profiles just in case you are interested in seeing more quick start decks, because don't sleep on quick start deck, guys. And for that one guy who keeps asking me to do Astrum, I'm not doing Astrum anymore. I don't get anything out of it, guys. Like, do you see how badly my Equilibria video did? So no Astrum. Alright, so alright, deck. We start with Rorowa. Rorowa is the best Stoicheia starter to play, not only because it's the year of our Lord Chronos Command Dragon, but also because this is the easiest starter to deceive people with. Most people, when they see Rorowa, they think of Leonon, but we are smarter. If you want to play Grenache, I guess you can, but that assumes you have the extra 6,000 yen, but I don't assume all of you are born with privilege. Our grade 1 is Strawbella. Strawbella skill is when rolled upon by the grade 2, you can draw 2 and discard 2. So it's basically Rancor Chain, but even better because it costs 0 Soul Blast. This means you can basically set up your hand by drawing and discarding, and unlike the Eugene right line, this costs no energy. It's a free skill, so you can actually get all your mill targets to drop as soon as possible. Our grade 2 is Fruits of Sword, right?
Variety
fruits, feast. Thank you. Variety Feast, when rolled upon by a king with Christianos in its name, you can choose a grade 1 or less card from your drop zone and call it to the rearguard circle. For those of you who know what grade 1 or less card I'm referring to, it is not Negrobone, it is not Negrobone, it is not Negrobone. It is Philander, of course, because Philander is God's greatest soldier. But if you don't want to, we have some more treats later down the line. You will see. Of course, our grade 3 is King Christianos, the best, strongest green deck of all time. The Vidras be damned. The skill is very simple. CB1, it can clone itself for a copy of it and add it to the hand.
EV4.
Very soon we won't have to talk about this skill anymore because with the Koro booster, we're either getting the Christianos Da Baby, or we're getting the Cross Ride, or we're getting the Buddy Fight collab. So we don't really have to worry about this skill much further, but I still wanted to do this deck because of how far this deck has advanced. So just mind me explaining that skill one more time. That basically means you can Persona Loop. In the previous version of this deck, we used it to stun people with Margaret, but nowadays everyone's playing Blugduma. So basically there's no point in stunning anymore because, you know, why stun? And Shiranu is dead, by the way. Shiranu is dead. So yeah. And then the second skill is EV4, and then you can look at top 4 cards of your deck if I'm not wrong, right? No, you just mill 2. Just mill 2, call 2 cards from your drop zone. They are same grade or less than your Vanguard. Grade 3 or less. And then that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. You don't need to use this skill as often as you think, but if you can repeat this skill effectively, there are some cards you do want to actually call. The rest of your board builds itself, or through the tempo it naturally comes out. So there's actually a few specific targets you're hunting with Christianos, so do keep that in mind. You will notice, and this point of this video I will segue away for a moment, I've not actually talked about energy. That's because most of the energy goes into Christianos, but we do actually have one more energy user. That would be C Rumble. C Rumble, as I'll explain in the grade 2 segment, he's used for the cycle or you can actually use him to fish out very important cards from your drop. He's basically Greed Shade, but Nightrose doesn't have Greed Shade anymore. No Persona, right? And yeah, basically Greed. I almost say Greed Shade. Sea Rumble is one of the other users of energy. So between Sea Rumble and Christianos, that's the only two outlets you have for energy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
So just make sure you interval them at the right moment. The EB4, you can save it. But we do actually have an energy charger this set, so you will meet him very soon. So, okay, at least I wanted to just discuss energy, especially once I reach the end of this year. I won't have to keep linking my DZBT Explain video anymore. I will just be talking about energy in vacuum of decks rather than as a whole for the format, because I don't think you guys want a... How many DZBT videos have I done? 60, right? I don't think you need a 70th explanation of what the hell... what's that guy called?
Energy generator.
Yeah, like I don't think you need that, man.
EB7 draw 1, guys.
Yeah, EB7 draw 1. I love 5Ds. Okay, moving on to our grade 3s. We play 4 Christianos and 3 Severin. The list is getting slimmer, as you can tell, but it's not for the reasons you think. Christianos, we still need to play 4 because this is a Persona Right based deck. But by the time we reach Koro's booster, this may completely change. Severin is a card I actually have never talked about on this channel because we never actually got to cover him. But I want you to pretend that I've talked about this guy for a year because he's just that impactful. When placed on a rearguard circle,
from
drop zone by a card with Christianos in his card name.
No, any ability.
By any ability, if you have a Christianos Vanguard, then he gains 10 and then he dies in a turn.
You can choose to give him 10, and if you do, he dies
in a turn.
If you don't, he stays on the board, but that's...
You know who this reminds me of? Yeah, the Nightrose Encyclopedia joke, link in the description. Okay, second skill is when this unit attacks, Soul Blast 1, choose one of your Vanguards and gains 5. And then after that, if you Soul Blast the Christianos for its cost, you can stand this unit, right?
Yeah, but basically, the condition is when this unit attacks, cost Soul Blast 1, choose one of your Vanguard and you get 5. Yeah. If that unit is a standing Christianos, stand this guy himself. Stand this unit if you Soul Blast the Great Tree of the Christianos.
You know what this means? This guy can actually get more multi attacks than Nightrose and faster. So yeah, pretty good. You only play 3 Severin for this list. This is a personal preference. If you want to play 4, I think it's fine. But realistically, it's either 3 to 4. There's no other lower ratio that will work for this deck. Okay? Okay. Move on. We have a lot to cover this deck. Very exciting. Okay, our grade 2s for the right deck, we cover with Mr. Variety Fish Dragon. This is no surprise. We talked about him earlier. If you do manage to get him on the field, though, he is a 15k shield for Christianos.
Yes.
So, you know Marauding Shade? Yeah? You like Marauding Shade? Yeah? Well, this is Marauding Shade. Okay, we also have Saphira at 4, Ghost Chase at 2, 3 copies of Nectar, and 3 copies of Sea Rumble. Okay, so, Variety, we've already talked about before. Goodbye.
I think I'll cover Sea Rumble first since this is the one that I used the most. So,
sure.
Sea Rumble is going to be covered with this card together.
No one can see. Let me do it.
These two together because these two are just 2 integral cards together. So Sea Rumble, he's your usual typical cycler. When you call him to the Guardian Circle or this guy for your right deck, you count +1 on your energy +3 to draw 1 card. So pretty typical. You will have enough resource to pull this off, surprisingly enough.
Okay.
The second ability is probably the most important aspect of this card, and that is that when placed on rear, if you Persona Right this turn, counter +1 or energy +3, and you can choose a grade 2 or less card from your drop and add it to your hand. You can also add an order.
Yeah, anyway.
But if you do add a card to your hand, you must discard a card from your hand.
It doesn't matter. This is the drop zone deck. Ooh, yes.
And why this is important? Well, because Nectar of Sensationalism. Because Nectar gives power based on the amount of cards in the drop zone. For every 5 in drop, you give 1 unit 5,000 power, and if you have 15 or more, +1 critical too.
Yeah.
So guess who else would be restanding with that?
This guy. So that's the combo. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Goodbye. Again, a lot of these cards I've already covered actually in the Nightrose Encyclopedia. So a lot of it is just double dipping. If you've read the encyclopedia, you would know. So yeah. Then again, of course, Ghost Chase. Ghost Chase is another card that's very popular in Nightrose, but we are using it we are using it. The skill is just a blitz order. You can choose one of your units against 5, choose one of your Vanguards, add it back to your hand. Very fun, very poggers, very demure, very cutesy, very whatever. Very basic Nightrose bullshit. We are also copying it.
If you manage to somehow get a big ass field, you can just call a PG and use Ghost Chase. So it's
if you want to play Hostage, go 5 Blanket Mile. Okay, last but not least, we have Saphira. Saphira is very simple, it's a grade 2. When placed from the hand, you can look at the top card of your deck, either keep it on top or mill it, so Oracle Ting Tang, yay. And then after that, you can count last one and either choose an order and add it back to your hand or call a grade 2 or greater unit. This is your, correct? Grade 2 greater unit, right?
Yeah, grade 2 greater.
So basically, this is peak grade 2 gaming. This is one of the best grade 2 gamers you can play in Nightrose, in Levidras, in Christianos, anything. Honestly, this card is really that good. Saphira is just that talented. Not only that, but you can also fish your orders, but I wouldn't really recommend that. Honestly, this is the one time I would tell you why you need to mill off. Where's Severin? Where did I put him? Where do you take him? Yeah. You can mill Severin off early and then just call it, and then you instantly can tri-lane people for very effective numbers. You are basically pocket Roroa at this point. It's really that effective of a rush deck. And yeah, and that's all by Saphira. But the only thing is that Saphira, because she is a main grade 2 gamer, as I mentioned in Encyclopedia, is that as the late game continues, you kind of want to fill the board with double column Severin and then just beat him to death. So Saphira's benefits kind of decrease over time, so just keep that in mind. She's not like the main hard carry of this deck, but she's definitely somebody you want to have. If you can't afford Saphira, because she's expensive, you can actually look at stuff like Elenia, or even in my previous video I mentioned about Vibrask, the Overflyer. That's also not bad. You can also just look at what is that girl called? The Gianta is also not a bad option if you're looking for something like that. But yeah, that's basically about it.
Yeah.
Moving on to our grade ones, we have Strawbella, but if you are missing, if you feel sad, if you feel lost, if you're like, oh my god, I really, really miss having original insect-based waifus in my Green Nation, we have Maple. She's back at 1. 3 Bilber, 4 copies of the greatest card of all time, Lender of the Fee. Then we play 4 Perfect Guards because we want to stay alive. And then we have 4 copies of Noble Prince Feroid. So, a lot at one time, so let me break it down. Strawbella, I've already covered her, just go back to the timestamp. Okay, Bilber is from the Nightrose Encyclopedia. Surprise! I told you guys that this card is broken, and I'm gonna show you why again. X skills, so blast 1, look at the top.
Retire him,
yes, kill himself. Look at the top 3 cards in your deck. Choose one from among them, call it to the back row, Vanguard circle, mill the rest, and that card cannot move around. And that's basically why we play so many grade 1s, is because if we are locked to the back row, we are going to abuse that fact. This is one of the fastest ways to loot your milling, and not only that, but we have an inherent interaction from our good friend here, who can call grade 1s from the drop zone, so basically you can loot Bilber, and it ensures that with 1 copy of Bilber, you mill 8. You mill 8 total by turn 3, right?
Yeah.
And that basically means... That's right. I'm gonna keep talking about this card till I die. Philander, my friends, is fully online. I might as well just change this channel's name to Philander004 at this point. Every video I do is just praising this guy because he's just that broken. The day this card gets banned, I will become a permanent premium player. So take my resume, guys. Moving on, we have Maple. It's just for the free Persona Ride, because when you Persona Ride, she can call herself back, and this deck. Infinite Persona, right? So yeah, pretty good. And I know what you're saying, Ames, where's the Infinite Persona, right? It's right here. Feroid is honestly the strangest tournament promo I've ever had the unfortunate experience of farming in 1 week. Feroid is the typical energy charger, as you probably know. So, the skill's still the same. It is that when your Vanguard with Christianos is placed and this card's in a drop zone and you don't have a Feroid on the field, so blast 1 and call this card to a rearguard circle from the drop zone, and if you do, energy charge 1. So this cracks the entire energy curve upside down. It ensures Christianos' EB4 skill is actually a net 0 per 1 turn. And if you can loop it, that's very effective. Now, here's the spicy shit. Unlike all other of the 5 quick start decks, and why I waited to do this at the end is because the energy charge skill is from the drop. You know who else mills the drop? The entire deck. Christianos is built to abuse this mechanic because you basically have a free 1 body and a free second body, always coming back every turn. And then with Christianos' EV4, you can spam these two, and then after that you just drop Nectar, and then you win WGP. It's that simple. The whole deck is brainless milling. So if you grew up with 7Cs, if you grew up with, V series Nightrose, and you're stupid, haha guys, I love my, the Navigator, Mil 5, haha ha ha ha. You can relive the days of being a piece of shit with this deck. It is incredible. I cannot describe to you how easy it is to play this deck. This deck makes Nightrose look like a PhD course, because look at that, it's so free. Soul Blast 1, call a guy back. Nightrose wishes she had support like that. No, instead, you guys are all stuck playing Hostage, and then all of you get eaten up by Blood Domaya. So yeah, good luck, good life guys, good life guys. But the other and more critical part for Feroid that I'm skipping over, because I'm just that excited about this card, is actually that Feroid is an advanced version of the Cycler in set 2. Why is that? Feroid, at the end of the battle, that this unit boosts a Severin, so surprise, you need to play them together. If you do, choose up to 3 cards from your drop zone with different grades that don't contain a heal or an overtrigger, and then you put them back to your deck.
Actually, no, you can choose any number, but they all have to be the different grade.
3 more, right?
No, any number. Then if you choose 3 or more, then you can shuffle them. But yeah, the same condition.
Did this card get even better when I was asleep last night? I thought it was only 3. Are you sure?
As in, you have to specifically choose 3 no matter what, if you want to shuffle back.
Okay, so, and then after that, you can just shuffle them back, and then there you go. Right? Yeah, that's really good.
I mean, if you want, you can just...
But it needs to kill itself, right?
It will go to the soul.
Oh, it goes to the soul. Oh my god, it goes to the soul?
Yeah, it goes to the soul.
Wow, that is impressive. Yeah, so that's basically it. So now you can send 3 cards back to the deck. You can send your Christianos to ensure your persona right. You can send your Sea Rumble or your Saphira to ensure you can still type your grade 2 bots. And then you can send back, I don't know...
your PGs. Your PGs actually...
Your PGs, of which you play 4 of. And you can send back your high value crits to flex to people that you actually looted Yuyute. And that means you are almost playing like a Legion deck. That is horrifying. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
Or you can even play a Dharma trick, which is...
what is the Dharma trick?
The right decks. See, what happens is you can choose 1 grade 0.
Yeah.
Any grade 0.
Okay.
One
I hear you.
right deck grade 1, 1 right deck grade 2, shuffle. What happens is the right deck will shuffle back into the right deck.
Yeah.
This one will shuffle back into the deck, name deck itself. So you basically just ensure 1 more extra trigger. Less bricks.
So it ensures that you don't thicken the deck as much, because you can use the right deck cards to not bloat the deck.
Yes, basically.
Oh, that is horrifying.
So that is...
I just learned that. I just learned that. Holy crap, this is so fun. Oh man, Nightrose is definitely dropping off next season. Alright, moving on. Moving on to grade 0s. Our grade 0s is Roa. Where is it? Roa. Yep. Surprise, you know him, but you will see him again in December when we talk about Chronos Command. Are you guys excited about Chronos Command? Please leave a comment on how excited you are for Chronos Command. Your potential answers are: I don't like my bot nuke, I don't like Gear Chronicle, I could not afford Sanctitude. Okay, any other answer is not valid. Then you have
Blast Favor.
3 draws. You can play France, but I prefer the draws because you need the pieces. 4 heals, and 1 stay alive, guys. 4 crits. These goals move to the soul, so they're pretty effective. And we actually have the high value ones. So, yeah, nice. And then we have the Flightbird crit, because why not? And yeah, that will wrap up the deck profile for Christianos. Honestly, the more I talk about this deck, the only conclusion I can tell you is that this deck is so much better than Nightrose. Anything you say she can do, he can do better. And the worst part is he's going to get a cross right, he's going to get Korokoro support, he's going to get another promo at the end of the year probably. It's insane. Honestly, I don't know how much this deck can be overlooked, but it should stop being overlooked. I walked into a locals last week and I heard some guys talking about, oh, do you know there's a deck that can infinite stun with Margaret? And I looked over and they were watching my original Christianos video. And I was like, you know what? I have to do this deck again. I'm just so happy that a deck like Christianos was so badly shafted on at the start of this year. 10 months? 10 months in, right? We're October, right? 10 months in, yeah. 10 months in, and we have a deck that's able to compete with one of G Series' biggest legends of all time. It's insane. Honestly, I don't know how they keep making Christianos support look so deceptively bad, but actually it's insanely broken. Yeah, honestly, you know what? At this point, I may just bring this to Vanguard sign next year. What do you think?
You can consider it.
I can consider it? Okay. Thank you so much. All right, thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next time. I think this is our last DZBT04 deck profiles, or at least one of our last few. So after this, we'll be moving on to set 5, right?
Yeah, we'll be moving on to set 5 soon.
What are your thoughts on the features?
Me?
No, don't say it. Don't spoil the video.